Yeah.
A little bit. We're live,
Little
baby.
bit.
We're live. This is it. You can cuss. Not a ton, but a bit.
Okay, well, give me the parameters. Like
No nudity.
7 deadly words or the whatever. Give me the words I can't say.
Just no nudity.
No.
Start with the words you can't say.
Yeah, no. Don't say no.
Can't say.
Don't say no. Maybe's okay.
Okay.
That's it. I don't know. We're okay. We're okay.
Right.
There we go.
So
No,
let's
we're
talk
fine.
about Tim's leg.
Nothing. We're not allowed to talk. We're not allowed to talk about that. That is a no-no area.
For any of my pre-show prep, I messed it up already. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the green room can be gnarly. It's fantastic. That's it. Hello, everybody.
But I will
Thank
give
you
you
for tuning in.
Give you guys credit. I sent my rider in, and they listened. There were no brown M&Ms in any of the bowls back there in the green room.
Yep.
That's fantastic. That's
Cleared out.
Right on. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of After the Cook. Me, Mel, Chris, Shem, Ed, and looking over there, boom, we got the barbecue Buddha himself, Mr. Chtis Sussman, and his man, Mr. Meat Stick Barbecue. Is that him?
That's him.
There he is, the Meat Stick Barbecue. There you go. Coming at us live from Kentucky.
From Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Catch up with you. You started making all these posts showing how cold it was, and we were still in shorts down here. It's finally gotten cold down in the south.
Yeah, what do you consider cold, though?
Yeah, what's cold?
Well, I mean, it's, tonight, what is it, low
Siri,
40s?
what temperature is it?
Hold on, we're going to ask Siri.
It's 37 degrees.
It's 37 degrees.
Billy.
37. Hold on. Let me put that in my old Canadian calculator here.
It's like 4.
Yeah.
4 above?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha! We still gardening in that weather. That's crazy.
Get it. I have family that live in Florida, and it gets 70 degrees down there, and they're in turtlenecks and sweaters and hats and stuff. It's crazy. People get acclimated to the extreme of the environment that they're in.
Yep, that's true. That is a very good term for that. Acclimated. That is true.
Do you guys have a dry cold or a wet cold where you are, though?
It's dry where I'm at. It is dry.
So you're like the Arizona of winter.
Yes. Maybe. It's
Chef,
just cold.
Yes?
I don't know what a dry cold or a wet cold is.
Well, when you talk about hot environments, you're always like, is it humid? Or
Yeah,
is it
humid
hot?
as well.
It could be 100 degrees, but it feels pleasant because there's no humidity there. Where in
Right.
Florida or Texas, it's really swarmy and humid.
Yeah, but there's not really
Okay,
humidity
yeah.
in the winter.
So it's just like on the West Coast when you go skiing, it's dry air because of the altitude versus the East Coast where it's miserable, wet, cold air that hurts your bones.
We get a little bit of everything in Wisconsin. I think we're at that midpoint where we get both.
Kind of like cheese.
Yes.
It's cold.
What?
It's cold. Up here, it's stupid cold. It sucks.
So
hate
what
it.
do you do when you cook to work around the extreme temperatures there? Do you have to think about it?
I use parchment paper on my big green egg when I shut it so that it doesn't freeze shut.
And the parchment paper won't freeze.
Won't let it freeze together. I've lost many a gasket to ripping it off trying to open it.
Yeah.
So how often are you doing that?
Every
We should
cook.
talk about that more, dude.
Really?
What? Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. But I also have to use my tiger torch on the regulator to get it to open because it freezes shut as well. So I got to heat the top up to crack it open enough to get the fire going. It's a lot of fun.
Huh.
In these extreme crap temperatures. But once you get the egg going, it doesn't matter whether it's plus 40 or minus 40. Inside the magic
you're
is
good to go, and that's such a great benefit. I would think that you would be able to walk out onto your cooking area, your back porch or whatever I'm imagining in your home, and just open up your robe because that's what we're all thinking is what's behind the robe. And I would think that a way to thaw everything out quickly on your deck would be to just open your robe and let everything get exposed where the sun may shine or may not shine.
That is fantastic. That is, we used to do that a lot. The complaints from the neighbors mostly were where that finally slowed down to we don't do that anymore. We save that for Saturday mornings now.
It becomes a tipping point, a fulcrum of sorts, where it depends on what you're cooking and the waft of wonderful odor that should happen to go across your neighbor's yard that would offset the brilliance of your naked sunshine.
Oh, I don't know where the odor was coming from, if it was coming from the egg or the robe.
Right. Either way, the odor is so great. It would be it would be a nice mystery for the neighbors to have to think about, to contemplate.
Yeah, Mel's musk.
That's yes. Well,
musk.
Quite literally, she smells of brisket and bourbon and cigars, and that's just that's the way she goes. That's
barbecue cologne.
Dude, it is the scent of 2020.
That's it. Yeah, and tears. Tears.
There is no more common denominator of scent than that for me. I mean,
yeah.
That'd be a good T-shirt.
Be a great T-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Good suicide letter, whatever. That's fantastic.
Wow, dude. You're a cheery motherfucker. Oh, am I not allowed to say those words?
No. You can say
you definitely.
I asked you at the top of the show what I can say. You didn't tell me.
Motherfucker's fine. That's it.
Okay.
Grandmotherfucker might be like a gray area. I don't know, but motherfucker's fine. That's.
You know what? That you just said that. One of my favorite things when I met you, still to this day.
Yes.
Your wallet says "bad motherfucker" on it. Just straight up. It's not a gimmick. You don't do it for the gram. You don't do it for anything. Your wallet just says "bad motherfucker." I absolutely love that about you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. It was a gift from my wife, actually, for Christmas.
That makes it even better. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's like a character witness.
So let's talk
about that. If you have somebody else that gave it to you.
Dude, was it as good as it looked?
What's that?
That Flintstone steak that you cooked today, was it as good as it looked?
It was fantastic.
The old 96 one?
Yeah, it was really good.
Did you eat the good one?
Like between you and your family, or did you have to save some?
Oh, okay. So I threw a little bit in for a vacuum seal. I'm gonna do it was crazy. It was honestly like
most of it. Like
it was. Oh yeah. In that sitting, I'm gonna say I ate for sure a quarter of it. Maybe a bit more than a quarter, but it was like if some human being
sauce, any dipping, any potatoes, or just go straight meat?
Straight up, I painted it with garlic butter out of the Finex while I was reverse searing it, and that was it. And the garlic butter.
That Finex? I always thought it was Finex.
Well, I don't know. I'm Canadian, eh?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about my old ladies. Finex.
Is it Finex or Finex?
Good one.
Potato.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know. It's a big discrepancy. Finex is, it's.
Hey, you need to start a steak challenge though with that what did I call it? The Alberta challenge.
Oh, buddy. So,
Alberta, right?
No, if a human being could eat that 96-ounce steak without like serious medical complications, that would be someone that I would either want to hire as security or like, because honest to God, it was like a cinder block.
Down steak really cause like bad medical conditions? Because I think I could do it.
There's no way.
I could do a 96-ounce steak. I'm telling you here on After the Cook, it's going to be on. I'm not going to be like Paul, Barber's Barbecue. Paul, but I'm going to all of this, the good, the bad, and the ugly tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, I will eat a 96-ounce steak before I'll do that Packy Chip challenge. Fuck that.
Mr. Buddha, you know what just happened? $100.
6-ounce steak on your show. ASAP.
$100 just flew out of this bad motherfucker and right onto this fucking bet right here. That's what just
Oh,
happened.
dude, I'll take your $100 and I'll eat all 96 ounces of it.
Have you guys seen a steak challenge in Texas? I think it's a steak challenge in Texas. It's a 72-ounce steak, and the only winners up on the board are tigers.
Yeah. No, that's
Tigers. They're the only ones that have ever finished the steak
Dude,
challenge.
I'll eat a now that I've challenged myself to a 96 ounce, I'm feeling
No.
pretty good about a 72 ounce.
Yeah, man. No, you're doing 96. You can't.
there's no way.
You can't go back now.
I'm telling you, with two hands flipping it on the grate, it's like carrying a cinder block over to your grate. I'm telling you, like it's
So
you think like when it's 6 pounds. It's 6 pounds of meat.
Yeah, 6 pounds.
6
6
pounds? Well, I've eaten a pound burger before with no issue.
That's one. Imagine 5 more behind it.
The fourth may get challenging.
The fourth, the sixth is where you die. So there's that. Like, just
Let me ask
saying.
you this. If and when I did this challenge, could I be in a state where medical marijuana was legal?
Do you got? Oh yeah, you guys up in Canada, it's just legal. It's not medical even. It's
That's
just
right.
yeah. We don't. Yeah. Didn't you guys? Didn't a bunch of your states just legalize cocaine? Like, didn't Utah just?
Decriminalize it.
They decriminalized it, which is essentially just saying instead of you going to jail if you get caught with that stuff, you go to treatment. That's all.
I don't want to. I think it was
a way to treat people instead of locking them up.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're shooting babies in the eye with cocaine and a needle. Then you should probably go to jail. You should probably go to jail. At that point.
that's hilarious.
That's not decriminalized.
So literally 10 minutes after that happened, half of Alberta's welding and like tradespeople moved to Utah. It was crazy. So your guys is that's that's fantastic. Look at that. That's beautiful. I used to have a really fancy lighter that got coughed up in security on my way to Toronto. They stole it. Pissed me off.
Yeah, butane.
Mr. Cooking with Swiss says if you give him a Xanax, he's game for the 96er.
Swiss?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I had like 3 or 4 bourbons and a Xanax, I could eat a 96-ounce steak because I wouldn't know what I was doing.
I think you'd fall asleep in the steak.
You'd still know what you were doing.
So I saw a video. Have you seen this one? It's awesome. Have you seen? I think I sent it to you. Did I send it to you, or I might have sent it to Luke? I will send it out after this, or you should look it up. There is a guy who was in line at a Subway, and the woman that was making a sub. Have you seen this? The woman that was making a Subway sub when she was in the middle of putting on the mustard fell asleep. So she's sitting here like you're watching a Subway sub being made in front of you with the plexiglass and stuff.
Yep.
She's like squirting mustard on, and all of a sudden her face starts going. And she falls asleep onto the sandwich. It's hilarious. You look it up. I'm telling you, it's much funnier. I can't get Shem to laugh. Shem has barely even smiled tonight.
He's a tough crowd, man. He's a tough crowd.
That's because you're from Wisconsin. It's all the cheese, right?
Yeah.
That's funny you say that. Tell him what you were eating earlier. Tell him what you were eating in the green room.
String cheese.
Oh, I'll eat some cream cheese.
String cheese.
Pull it out.
I'll eat
Pull it out. Show him what it looks like.
It's gone. I ate it.
Someone told me to smoke string cheese the other day because I made my smoking
my
cheese.
Yeah, we cold smoked it. Yeah.
Cold smoke.
Buddha can't even get his lighter lit with that thing, and you're talking about lighting cream cheese. Good luck with that, bud. That's.
So, what are you boys sipping on tonight?
You fucking assholes! Look at this dead stare. What is that? Smoking cream.
That's the only way to nullify a fucking cream cheese burn joke goes sideways. I mean, I don't know what I'm not into that, man. I just got caught out wanting to burn cream cheese.
That's it.
What are you gentlemen sipping on?
What?
Say you need some Zip Fram?
What are you sipping on?
What are you drinking?
Oh, you
Texas
know what? I need a
steak.
refill. Can I go get a refill?
You can get
Oh,
a
you definitely can.
For a minute while I get a. All right, hold on.
You
James,
definitely can.
I'll take over. How long did that steak take?
I don't know. It was a while. Actually, it cooked quick. I want to say like half hour, 45 minutes. It actually cooked quick.
You just
I
went
had it.
hot and fast, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I reverse seared it,
Okay.
right? But it's only like an inch and a bit thick. So you really have to watch it because it doesn't matter the weight. It matters how thick it is, right? How it's spread out. So it actually cooked really fast. If it was more of a roast size, it would have taken twice as long, right? But
It was Wagyu, right?
yeah, it was fucking
Where'd you
dead.
get that? Like, where'd you get it from? Like your local butcher?
Yeah, I have a guy up here, Corey from Acme Meats, and he did it. Cut it up for me.
Where is that steak actually cut from?
So they call it the center round cut.
So
The center round. So it's got the top, the bottom round is part of it, and I think the sirloin is part of it. I'd have to look it up, the diagram for the three. There's three steaks that come off of it, but the bottom round, the top round, and something else comes off of it. So it's
So it is like a roast beast.
oh, it is, yeah. Like they take the roast and instead cut it whole. Like it's
dude, that's what you should make a beef cheddar with. Beef keta.
What? Beef keta?
Yeah, the big fucking. Sorry, I'm cussing.
Oh, it's fine.
Big sound steak and pound it flat.
Yep.
And then roll that up like a humongous, like giant pinwheel with
That's
cheese.
it.
And
That's it.
cheese curds.
Eggs.
Yeah, tell them about your thing from Peru. Have you heard of this dish? He's trying to get me to cook this thing. Describe it.
It's called a mantabre, but it's a flank
Okay.
steak. You cut the flank steak, you lay it out like a book. Then you put bell peppers and hard-boiled eggs and chimichurri in the steak, like inside it. Then you roll it up and you cook it till just like a normal steak. I think I cooked it to, I think internal was 120 when I took it off. Then I seared it, rolled it in a cast iron, and then just slept. Man, it's so good. But you get that smoky flavor in the hard-boiled egg inside the roll-up, and man, it's good.
Oh, that sounds
And
amazing.
the best part about that dish is sorry, I was going to cuss again. The incredibly great smelling farts you get to lay in the middle of the night underneath.
Very true. Very true.
There you go. Yep, there you go.
And eggs, hard-boiled eggs.
Oh yeah, yep.
So the name mantabre, if I'm pronouncing that right, I might be totally butchering it, but means to kill hunger. Translation. So, but it's like I think it's a Peruvian like street food. Like they eat it. I think they eat it cold.
Your hangover.
Yeah, it'd probably be a great.
They got some wild dishes down there, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. I had a bunch of guys out of South America message me on that steak that I cooked yesterday, the 96er. Down there, they call that the Trump. It's actually called the Trump steak, and it has nothing to do with Trump. That is their word for like this big fuck off steak.
Oh, it just happens to be a coincidence.
It just happens to be it's always been called the Trump steak.
They don't overcook it to well done and put ketchup on it. They cook it right and eat it.
Yeah, they everything down there is like medium rare. It's amazing. Like just they nail everything.
You talk about a lot of laws passed on the federal level. The way you eat your steak should be a law at the federal level. It really should.
Yeah, no ketchup.
Yeah, no ketchup.
No ketchup.
That's crazy. I hate to say this, but I think that's an American thing.
Of course.
Canadian.
I don't know.
Burger.
I've never seen ketchup on a steak.
Well, to be fair, you don't see that much here either. You pretty much see, as children, maybe kids, because kids like to put ketchup on everything, and you're not feeding kids good steak. But as adults, I don't think I've ever seen that or done that. But there's some people that are not far off from that, like the Heinz 57 sauce or A1. I mean, those are all fine, but if you're cooking a great steak or you cook a great steak, salt is all you need. I get harshed on so much. People are like, you didn't season that thing. I'm like, this is a great cut of meat. It only needs salt to sing. It's got its own fat. It's got its own flavor. Salt is the accentuator that makes this meat sing. And, you got to live it.
Something we touched on last week with steak and salting.
Yep.
When do you salt your steaks?
When do I salt them?
Yep.
I try to salt them the day before. I always, especially if it's a large cut. But if I can get disciplined, I'll salt the steak or the chicken the day before with some good grain, like diamond kosher salt. And I put it on a wire rack in the fridge. And it's sort of like, people call it dry brine, but really it is
dry aging.
Yeah, I mean, you get the crispiest skin or the best exterior. Like I cooked the gold grade New York strip last week, where I did with the sesame oil. Oh my God! And I did that overnight with really good kosher salt. Put it in the fridge, and the nutty flavor from the steak alone, that beautiful fat and the roasted flavor, and it was really like 2 minutes aside, direct on my mini mac. Man, that was one of the best steaks I've had in a long time.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, that's my all-time favorite cut right there.
New York
strip, boneless New York strip.
The best to me, and this is going to sound like sacrosanct, but ribeyes are a little too fatty. I mean, I like them, and you can get good eating on the ribeye, but for the experience, it's a little. And fillets are a little too lean for me. You could do a lot. It's a tender cut. It's a pretty cut, and all that stuff. To me, the best world between tenderness and fatty flavor is strips. Strips are just great.
That's exactly what I said last week too on the show, and it's my favorite cut, especially a thick cut New York strip, because you're getting the texture of the tenderloin, how it just kind of melts, but you're getting flavor like a ribeye without having that harsh, thick fat in it. So, to me, a thick cut New York strip is my money's
best. And even if it's a great quality cut of meat, you could be safe and undercook it. It could be a little Pittsburghy rare. Not that I recommend that, but you could do that because the meat quality's so good, and you get all that great flavor.
Yep.
Well, I know I love you for a reason, man. You're another New York strip guy. I love that about you, Shannon.
Yep.
I'm happy to hear you say that about the fillet. For me, that's my most overrated steak. Like it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Tender. It's whatever. But
you always have to do. Now that would be a fair criticism. Even a great cut. Somebody saying you're only doing salt. I mean, I could coax a good flavor out of filet with just salt. But you need a compound butter. You need a demi-glace. You need some sort of pan sauce or something with the filet. Shem does that stuff really well when you do like the scallops and the filet. That's good.
No, even the K. You go to
great foil for that because you get the texture and the tenderness of a great cut of meat, and then you get this flavor of this emollient, fatty, just the aromatic, so good.
No, that's awesome. No, that's what we were talking about last week. One of the things that I love, that black truffle. You want that? Yeah. I'll give you one of those. Cheers, boys. Fucking cheers.
Fucking cheers.
What are you drinking, Buddha?
I'm drinking some Four Roses single barrel bourbon on the rocks.
I got some Woodford, but they got their straight wheat. It's a little bit little sweeter. I kind of like it.
I love that bourbon. Woodford is so here's something you don't know about me. A little Buddha tidbit. Here it is. Not many people know this. Not many people care. But it's a historical landmark. I don't know what I'm saying. That plane's going, can you hear me?
I can.
Dropping paratroopers over Louisville right now. So.
Isn't Woodford the brand of Kentucky Derby?
I wasn't a whiskey guy before I met Debbie. I mean, I had tried, but I never was a bourbon guy. This was like most of us. And I was really into like dark rums. I used to drink like Sterling or Jerry's and like the really high proof dark rums. And that was my drink. And I met Debbie and started to come to Kentucky and get to learn the culture and all that stuff. And Woodford was the first bourbon I fell in love with. And I really drank a lot of Woodford, which bridged the gap to bourbon. Now I'm a bourbon head, as all of you know.
That's awesome.
My first was Basil Hayden's.
Basil Hayden is
That's a good one. That's
a great one.
It is. It's a very nice, mild one. It's a good beginner's bourbon. Now I'm into mostly barrel proof. I love the barrel proof. Give me my Steak Junior's 130. That's beautiful.
Well, once things open up again, you guys have got to come down and either stay or hang, and we'll put you up with our network down here. But we'll all go do what I'm trying to do. I actually was talking to Bob from Big Green Egg about this today. If things are opened up in April when my book comes out. Sorry, shameless promotion. But I want to have Big Green Egg fly all of like the BGE Team Green. As many of us want to come here to Louisville and us do like an event if we could do it. Like, hire a band at a place, maybe a distillery or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Buddha.
Yeah. What?
Hey, Buddha, even if it's not open, I'm fucking coming. So there's that. I'm an illegal prisoner from Canada. How do you say that? I'm a political prisoner from Canada, and I want my rights just like Jimmy Carter said. That's it. That's what I... That's
Baseball has been very, very good to me.
I'm coming, buddy. I am coming. Well, look at that.
He's got the Buddha shirt on. Yeah.
Chris, who'd you have to blow to get a shirt like that? Jesus.
Him?
You have one of my shirts.
That's fantastic. That's
just killed the conversation, Mel. You not have one of my t-shirts. Oh, but you know what? I don't have a Dark Side t-shirt. So
that's true. You don't. That's true. Fantastic. Nobody does.
Well, thanks,
Nobody
guys.
does.
Hope you had a good time tonight. I'll have
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh.
So you had your Thanksgiving. Now I don't know the history of the Canadian Thanksgiving. Was it before the American Thanksgiving? Was it after or at around the same time? And is it generally the same concept for you and your culture as it is for us?
Our Thanksgiving is on Eggtoberfest.
Okay.
So that is our Thanksgiving, is on Eggtoberfest.
I mean, what does it mean to a Canadian? Like here, it means it's sort of the Last Supper before we killed and slaughtered and took all the Indians' land.
Yep.
That's exactly it.
What it means. I mean, I know we put a bow on it with the turkey and stuff, but it's like the last time we all got together, shook hands and all that stuff, and then like a couple of days later, we gave them like blankets with smallpox and then killed all their villagers.
I was going to throw the blankets in there. Yes, we did that as well. I think we're all one and the same. As far as that goes, only like I don't know.
You guys were a lot nicer.
Well, I mean,
we were a lot.
What does it mean to? I mean, I'm being sarcastic because I'm a little drunk, but
No, these things happen. No.
Here, the point that I'm making is for us, it's the way we signify. Now it's about family and friends and all that kind of stuff. But the way it generated, the origination was with the Indians, sort of, hey, the lay of the land and the Indians. So what does it mean to Canada? Did you all have Indians?
Yes, we still do. The Aboriginals, they're here. They're in full swing, man. It's we still have reservations all over 10 minutes out of the city, right here. They're a big part of what we do up here, actually. They're
celebrated Thanksgiving decades before the Pilgrims.
Yes.
So
yes,
you're the Thanksgiving original. What? And the term Thanksgiving has always been Thanksgiving?
That's what it's saying. So it's saying 1957, Canada's Parliament set the date as the second Monday in October.
Yeah.
What?
National Geographic's teaching me a lot of things about Canada.
Oh yeah, no. We've been Buddha. We've always been highly progressive up here. Highly progressive.
I hate progressive.
And yeah, unless of course you. There's the Trudeau blackface thing. Whatever. We're sorry for that. We've apologized for that one. But other than that, everything's fine up here. We're okay. Everything's
But
cool.
You know what? You know what's funny? I've thought a lot about that recently because when I exercise at home, I watch stuff on Netflix, and after a while, you go through a bunch of stuff. I mean, if you're, svelte and exercising. But anyway, the point that I'm saying is, I watch a lot of stuff. So recently, I've been watching that show that was big on Showtime in the early 2000s called Weeds.
Okay.
Show.
Little boxes on the hillside.
That like 10 seasons. It was popular. But I mean, it was like 20 years ago. It was like the early 2000s. And one of the episodes, the guy that was divorced with one of the main characters, to get back at her, he dressed up as a African-American cop and went and started to follow her to make her feel like she was being followed by the police. But he was in total black. He was in total. And I'm like, you could never. I mean, and that was literally like 15 years ago.
Think about Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I've been watching Dave Chappelle lately, and I'm just like, holy cow!
You couldn't do that.
Never would have flown right now.
But anyway, we're going down a political landscape.
Yeah, I'm like, motherfuckers dropping landmines, Chris. What are we doing here?
I don't want to do it, dude. I don't want to do it.
Let's reel it back in.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing this weekend, Chris?
What am I doing this weekend?
What are you grilling this weekend?
Well, Thursday I'm doing a takeover on the Big Green Egg account.
There we go. What are you cooking?
Egg is having a bunch of us do our favorite Thanksgiving side. So I think it starts tomorrow with Grilling with Dad. Masick is doing a takeover. Thursday, and I'm doing a takeover at 2:00, and I'm doing an awesome seafood stuffing. So it's like a sausage stuffing, but instead of sausage, I use seafood.
Oh, bravo.
It's delicious. And so I'm going to make that on Thursday. And then we are traveling to see, it was going to be both of my kids. Long story short, my son can't make it. It would take another hour to explain why, but he's not coming with his fiance. They're just newly engaged. They're going to get engaged.
Oh,
But
congratulations.
my husband, my wife, and I, our 2 dogs, we're taking Yoda and Obi, and then Debbie's parents. We're going to Deep Creek Lake, Maryland to spend the week with my daughter and her husband, celebrating Thanksgiving and time together as family.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
I'm bringing that Snake River Farms half a ham, and I'm going to do that for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
And bringing my new rock box, and I'm going to be doing a pizza night when I'm there.
Nice.
Right on. Right on. That's awesome. Oh, that sounds like a blast.
This sounds like a great week. So how far of a drive is that for you?
What are you cooking this weekend and going into Thanksgiving week?
I don't know yet. I was on call this past weekend, so I didn't do anything big. Just kind of thinking that for my mental health, I want to do some grilling this weekend. So we'll see. I got a lot of things in the freezer that I want to do. Okay, here's this. Here's something I want to ask you guys. So I have a couple of prime ribs in my freezer. One of them I'm going to save for Christmas. The other one is I think it's about 7.6 pounds, a little over 7 pounds. It's the boneless double R ranch prime rib.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to essentially make French dip sandwiches with it, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So here's my dilemma. Do I just smoke it to like 125 internal, pull it off, just leave it at that, put it in the fridge, next day put it on the meat slicer and slice it? Or do I slice it first and then just like fry it up in like a cast iron skillet?
No.
Next
Smoke it and then slice it.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
That's
100%.
what I'm doing. Because then I can also use it for just like a sandwich too later.
Yeah. Oh,
And
buddy.
Yeah.
Smoke it and then slice it.
IPA au jus.
Ooh.
Yeah, my fiance made this IPA. We had leftover brisket, and I turned brisket into like a dip. But it was an IPA au jus. Man, it was killer. So good.
Yeah, up here we do that prime rib, the beef dip. It's like a sub, right? And it's got kind of like a thicker bread, like a flat bread or a focaccia bread, but in a sub style.
Wag in Buffalo.
Yeah.
If you had a beef on a weck, it's like the shredded beef. You know, beef on a weck is the famous sandwich from like Buffalo, New York, and it's like it's big, thick cut bread and this meat with this gravy, but it's a loose gravy. It's not a thick gravy, so it's like an au jus, but a little bit more robust than an au jus. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So the beef dip that we do up here, it's got like roasted peppers on it. They'll put roasted peppers in with it, and the whole point is that you take the bread.
Like hot peppers, or what kind of peppers?
No, like red peppers. Your standard red peppers, roasted, and they're chopped up. They're thrown in there. You might get horseradish on there as well if you want horseradish. And then the whole thing is the jus. You dip the heavy bread with tons of beef, roast, beautiful prime rib in there, and then you dip it in the au jus, and it's gorgeous. And that's what you want, that kiss of smoke. And you want it like a nice smoked rare meat in there is like incredible.
Yeah, so maybe even pull it at like 120 internal.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
because especially if you dry brine it, like you give a good salt rub on the outside.
Yeah,
to get that. Yeah, that would be perfect, actually. Perfect.
Yeah, buddy. Now you got see
like 45 minutes before you slice it, so it's nice and it's not cool, but it's room temp and easy to work with. And
well, I'll probably cook it and then slice it the next day. I'll put it on my meat slicer and shave it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You want it cold. You want it cold on that slicer for sure.
Even put it in the freezer for about a half hour just to tighten it up. And it slides through.
That's what I do with my pastrami.
These are great.
Yeah. Anytime I do pastrami and I'm slicing it up for sandwiches, even if it's hot, right in the freezer. Drop it in the freezer for an hour, pull it back out, slice it up. Deadly every time.
Lauren, Miss Bon Appetit on Instagram says put some jardiniere on that. I love me some jardiniere. So.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Out of here, dude?
No, just get another drink.
Little jardiniere, little horseradish. Got to have the horseradish.
I was told that there would be like some kind of a music show here today, but
oh, we were singing about Lobster Anywhere earlier.
Octopus was awesome.
That good? Did you like that?
Hey, Buddha, can you do me a favor and look to your left right now? There's the 96-ounce steak. Eat it. Yeah,
that's a rabbit.
Yeah, buddy.
Don't make me eat my dog. Everybody loves Obi.
No, but just to give you a reference, that's pretty much how fucking big that fucking steak is. Like it's.
And I get into my my caveman self. I'd eat Obi if I had to. If it was the zombie apocalypse, I had to eat something. I'd eat Obi. I'd eat them all.
That's me and Elvis get into an eye stare, and we're both like, you know what? If things go sideways, I'd eat you. And we're both looking at each other the same way. He's like, I'm trying to trip you in the dark all the time because I want you dead, old man. Like,
every day I wake up with those two licking my face, and I'm like, yeah, you're just tenderizing me. You're waiting for me to wake up and knock you off me. You're gonna eat me.
That's so awesome. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Life is weird.
I love it, man.
Not being able to travel.
That sucks so bad.
It does.
So bad.
By the time we can all travel again, I'm going to be too old to do anything. You're going to have to.
Buddy, you still got a hard 40 years with us, I'm pretty sure.
No.
It's going to be a great time.
Yeah. Zoom fix a lot of that.
Cheers.
There you go. Cheers, buddy.
Another 40 years with you.
You know how old I would be in 40 years from now? Guess.
Fun.
58.
Oh, you'd be like 90.
Yeah.
You will. You'll be an old hag. You will.
I'll be like fucking. You'll be spry, but I'll be like, what? What they say? Didn't they say something about bionic transplants?
All I can think about when I'm like old is that Joe Rogan skit with Anna Nicole.
Yeah.
You ever see?
I haven't
Quit
seen
trying
it,
to
but
hide behind that
I
recliner
did.
and get over here.
Names
Lick
of
the
legends
ball.
like Chris, you did never see
I'm
that.
gonna have to watch it.
Hey,
Let's
Lane
never
made it
watch
on YouTube. What's up, Lane?
Lane, how you doing, Lane? He's volunteered to come on here pretty quick too. I think we're gonna have a good time with him. Love Mr. Lane Taylor.
Well, I could drop. Let you bring Lane on.
Oh, no. Tonight's not his night.
Not tonight. No. You get a whole night to yourself, buddy. Come on
It's
now.
all Buddha.
All Buddha.
Gonna rub some Buddha belly.
Yeah, you gotta look that up. The Joe Rogan, it was his early shit with Anna Nicole Smith. And it's the funniest skit you've ever heard in your life, man. It's so funny.
This is a
If you
podcast
have
or like a
No, he used to do stand-up comedy.
stand-up comedy.
Oh,
Oh, he still does. His Netflix specials are so funny. He's like, I love the way he talks about politics. And this is going to be a political joke, but it'll actually just be funny because Joe Rogan said it. He's like, when Obama was president, it was like 8 years of dating a woman that was super steady and had her act together and like everything was, she was okay. And Trump is like dating a stripper with like triple D's and like a convertible and just driving down the highway going, It's a Joe Rogan is a funny comedian, yes.
No, I understand. And it's funny, people are always explaining that exact term like that with like our provinces up here in Canada. So if you want to
like states?
Provinces are just like states. So the one
Alberta.
Yeah, the one where Jeremy lives is a bit like the girlfriend that has her stuff together, right? She's quite responsive. And then the province where Mel lives is the stripper in the convertible.
But wait, all right. So this is very interesting to me. So what are
Yes.
the things above the provinces? Like
The Northern Territories, right?
The Northern
what's those
Territories.
called?
That's it's all kind of one big province.
So is Edmonton a province or a Northern Territory?
Edmonton is a town, city.
In Alberta, which is a province.
Exactly. So Alberta's a province, Edmonton's a city.
All right. So Edmonton's in Alberta,
Yes,
which is in what?
Canada.
Alberta's the province.
Oh, so it stops. Okay.
That's it.
So is there like a mayor of the province and then a governor of the next thing up?
So instead of a governor, we have the premier of Alberta, and then we have the prime minister of Canada.
Oh, so there's just okay. Are there the equivalent of congressmen and senators?
Yes, but we have like mayors, and then the premier, and then the prime minister.
Yeah, remember the guy that was doing all the cocaine and doing the hookers?
The Toronto mayor.
Yeah. So funny thing, he was the
So
mayor.
do all the premiers get great seats at movies?
They used to, not anymore.
Got
You can't go to movies.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? But it was kind of funny because that was like Big Green Jared. Jer's mayor was Rob Ford. That was the one that was doing all the coke and the heroin and all the crazy shit, right?
Right.
And everyone was like, ship him to Alberta. Get him out of Toronto as quick as we can. And Alberta was like, yeah, get him over here. He should be our mayor. Like it was so dumb. Like,
This is our people.
this is our people. Like, this is actually how it works because it's
All right. So Trailer Park Boys is from where in Canada?
it's fictional.
Oh, so they aren't portrayed.
If you were to guess, where would that be?
Yes.
Ontario.
What about Letterkenny?
Ooh, Letterkenny's good.
Letterkenny, I don't know, but
It's like a farm Canadian one, but it's
Nova
Yeah,
Scotia.
Letterkenny's
There you go.
Letterkenny's
Okay,
good.
Where's
Jared-
Foxtrot?
Jared says Nova Scotia. It's weird because like they're characters, so a lot of their shtick comes from like Alberta stuff, but then the location is different. I don't know. It's weird.
Is Alberta
It's weird.
farmer
Alberta's farm and hockey and oil.
Oil.
Hockey, oil, and farming. That's Alberta.
See, that seems
and
like,
then East
seems like Letterkenny to me just by the description that you just.
Oh yeah, no. Like if you don't play hockey in high school here, you're like there's something like if this was Sparta, we'd be throwing you off a cliff. Like it's not gonna work. It's
put you in a snowbank.
Yeah. No, stop it.
So hockey for Mel?
Hockey, yeah, I got red carded. And then my dad was like, I paid how much money to put you in here, and you just kick the crap out of someone, make them lose a tooth? We're done. And then they pulled me out.
That sucks.
It does suck.
Yeah,
I would have been really good at it. But apparently I would have been a goon.
You know the guy that took his tooth?
Yeah, I took a tooth.
You know who
I know
it was?
that. Do you know who it is? Is he in your hometown still?
Oh, probably. Yeah, he's probably the fucking mayor now or something. I don't know.
You
But
go see him every day and you're like, dude, I took your tooth. It's not like you have
no,
to
they had dentists put it back in, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but the fact remains you took it.
Do you have dentists in Canada?
We do, yes.
Oh.
We do, yes. We fly them up from the States every 6 months, and then they... Yeah.
So I'm assuming NHL, you're like the Oilers.
Yes. Yes, my friend, I like the Oilers a ton.
But Capitals. Go Caps.
There you go. I know. No, Capitals are decent, too. They're all good. They're mostly all boys from Edmonton or surrounding area, so that makes me very happy. We raise a lot of really good NHL players in Edmonton, so there's that.
It's not an NHL team
What?
in Edmonton.
Well, just the Oilers, yeah, but the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, they won like 150 Stanley Cups. It's not a big deal. Whatever.
Sure.
So
What's a Stanley Cup? Yeah.
If you want to know the behind the scenes, I just looked at James and said, the only thing I've been able to think about since the beginning of our conversation is that beef sandwich. And now I'm wondering how I could go and talk Mrs. Buddha into figuring out how to get this idea out of my head and into something to deliver here.
To give you perspective about thinking of this guy, of what he wants to get delivered to him, we don't have any more dough prepped, and he was thinking about calling the Papa John's,
which is at the end of our street,
end of the street, and
to deliver me
dough. Just say, hey guys,
because the oven was hot. I wanted to cook more pizzas, and
I can't believe you don't have that worked out already.
I'm getting there. Oh, with
you don't
Papa
want
John's, I don't.
Man. You don't want that.
I'm making my own dough, dude.
Well, no, I get that, but just in case.
I'm going through it. I'm pizzing it up, dude.
All right, no, because that's like I make my own donairs, but my donair guy is still like, hey, buddy, I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? And then I gotta,
dude. The only thing standing between me and in ordering a pizza, a beef sandwich, or both is the fact that my phone is on the tripod right now, so I could be on the show with you. If my phone was in my lap like it would be normally, I would be like, pizza, bam, bam, even though I just made pizza, because that's
man, do you know how many times...
That's the real Chtis Sussman Barbecue Buddha. If you want to know what happens late night, I will cook all that stuff you see on Instagram, then I'll order pizza just because.
No, that's... All the time I want to put my stories up like that. I do an overnight brisket cook, right? And nail it. Everything's perfect, whatever. Here I am sitting at IHOP with the wife because she drugged me out there to go to IHOP, and I got the kids are climbing on me and shit. And people are like, so how's the brisket? I'm like, oh, it's fantastic. Meanwhile, it's like straight going in the vac sealer. I'm at IHOP. It's totally done already. Like, it's life of Instagram, man.
Let these people walk a day in our shoes. What the heck? No.
It's so crazy. You cook a 4-bone rib roast for somebody, right? And everyone's like, oh my God, you must be eating rib roast for forever. I was like, I ordered pizza that night.
Dude, I see you working all day. Do you need some? I mean, I will, I have like so much leftovers. He'll be like, yeah, right?
Yeah.
That happened once. I'm sorry. It was good. It would have been good if he had played along, but he didn't.
I did play along.
No, it's, yeah.
No, I'm definitely the good leftover vacuum sometimes. If I'm not cooking. See, sometimes, though, he wants to give me leftovers, but I'm cooking myself. And I'm like, man, I can't take the meat. No more food.
Well, that's
anybody
my
that's watching from Louisville, Kentucky, call me because I'll give you my food. I'll give you my wagyu and my delicious leftovers that you see me cook all the time because he's an unappreciative mother effer.
That's it. No, that's
Call
all my
me.
boys from.
Me to my Instagram. That'll be on After the Cook tomorrow. You can watch it. Anyone in the Louisville, Cincinnati, drive down. I'll give you my food. Just,
You're setting yourself up for a big promise right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we have the 96-ounce steak that he's got to do.
I'm going to do
He's
it.
also going to feed all of Louisville.
To be
Or
fair,
Obi. 96
to
ounces or Obi. We're fine. Either or. That's it.
Or Obi.
I can do it. Here's my thought. And this is the crew to do it. I'm positive of that. I hate Joey Chestnut and everything about international competitive eating. It's the worst thing that's happened to the food industry that I've seen since Guy Fieri.
The worst thing.
Sorry, that was good. But anyway,
I think COVID was the worst thing that happened.
Anybody can teach you how to break a hot dog in half, eat the 2 hot dogs, and drink the bun, and do that whole thing. It's literally like a skill that they teach themselves, and they stretch out their stomach. That isn't competitive eating. Competitive eating is getting a bunch of fat eating dudes and go sit them down at a Chinese buffet and let those cameras roll until the last fat dude is sitting there eating. The editing will make it compelling TV. You won't be able to go watch it like you watch Joey Chestnut, but you'll see who can eat at the end of a competition like that. The last person standing eating at a Chinese buffet or an Indian buffet or a pizza buffet, any of that stuff, that's real eating.
Well,
it's awesome that you
Corral. Bring 5 fat dudes to a Golden Corral, and the last dude eating is the competitive eating champion. That's the champion I want to see.
It's awesome that you say that. So me and the wife, our very first date was at an all-you-can-eat buffet called Foodie Goodie. And at this Foodie Goodie, they had those New Zealand mussels.
Pause. Can I say this to you? I don't know how many people watching 4, 5, 20.
Yeah.
Whoever what? Let me tell you this. I thought you were super cute and charming, but this story has put you over the top with super cute and charming. The origin story of you and your wife at all you can eat called Super Foodie Goodie is the cutest thing I think I've ever heard in my life. I mean, you're like, go ahead.
Stop it. So they had the New Zealand mussels. And I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for these New Zealand mussels, right? So, and she's 18 and I'm like 21. It is what it is, right? So we're sitting there, and this is right before a movie. We're going to see a movie, so we're eating this all-you-can-eat buffet. And here, I fill my entire plate with these mussels. And then I demolish them, go back, fill it up again, bring it back to the table. And she looks at me, and she's like, you see those 2 people that are hiding behind that little wall over there? I'm pretty sure they're talking about you. And I'm like, no, I know this is, and you've seen pictures of me. I used to be like a lot skinnier than this, but I still ate. I always ate. So these, whatever. And she was getting uncomfortable with the fact that every time I would come back to the table, they would be talking about me and pointing at me. And she's like, look, dude, they're really talking about you. They're not happy with whatever. So whatever
of the restaurant.
So to break the tension with me and the wife, this is our first date at this all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. I flip the mussel over, and I show her the inside, and then I go, and I do one of those, and then literally, you can ask her. This was our first date, and she was like, "Fuck me," that's. And now we're married with kids, so it is what it is. That's.
Let me tell you this. I couldn't see.
What the hell?
Fogged up.
I'm dead serious.
salacious that story that got very dirty quick. I mean, it was very.
I'm sorry. If you've ever flipped a mussel sideways, it's a beautiful piece of equipment, man. It's a beautiful piece of equipment. It's
Especially if it's that small. Lord have mercy.
Oh shit!
so that was it. That was our first date. It was very romantic. Whatever. We went and saw our movie, and then you know.
I know.
Yeah, muscle.
What everybody watching this right now is thinking. Thank God you didn't like New Zealand clams.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Well,
Next show at 11. Seriously,
That's
11.
it.
I'll go live again and say more dumb jokes.
so,
Wait until you see the green room on the back of this mother. Let me tell you, this gets crazy. When we're done, we shut it off, and
We
it
need-
still goes.
Person.
We should do this in person, man. I miss it. We should get 2021. I don't give a fuck. I'm coming anyway.
Can't come
So-
down here.
The
No,
border-
close the
Yeah,
border.
the border's closed, right?
America's
No, I can come
closed
for work. I can come for work. So
I'm drilling my oil.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, well,
Or
let me
just-
check your oil, Buddha. Let me check your oil.
No. All kidding aside,
Maybe bring some clams.
can I pay you to come down here and cook? Would that work?
You need a cheeseburger. I'm coming to cook your cheeseburger. It's done.
$1.
That's it. It's finished.
Well, bring yourself.
That's it. We're gonna do it. I'm dead serious, man. We're gonna do it.
I'll sign it. Barbecue Buddha is an LLC. I'll sign your papers.
I'm coming, buddy. I'm coming. It's gonna happen. I would not miss your book release for fucking anything, man. Yeah, I'm coming.
Hey, well, hopefully this vaccine they keep talking about by April.
It won't help by April.
We never know. I mean, there's all
Shem
those
is in the
phases.
medical field. He knows. It ain't
Well,
gonna
yeah,
help.
it's gonna be 2020. I'm trying to be optimistic.
It doesn't work on Canadians anyway, because we're all stoned.
Well, it's too cold there anyway. You're not gonna get it anyway.
I'll get it.
Surprised you even.
What?
I said, how was that?
Yeah.
No one noticed that, but all of you noticed it.
So
Now, thank you. So here, I'll say it closer. I said, how much? How many?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said.
No.
So, like, speaking of competitive eating, do you remember before Joey Chestnut, Takiro Kobayashi?
Oh yeah, the Japanese woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, the guy.
Was a
The
guy.
guy.
Yeah, the woman was Sonia Thomas,
Okay.
the Black Widow. But Takiro Kobayashi was like this ripped.
You know the OG of competitive eating.
Yeah, he's like 5'6" with this Japanese guy. There was something on ESPN. Now, this was before ESPN did their 30 for 30s. They did this little story on him where, like, in Japan, if he would go to a restaurant, the owner of the restaurant would see it as a challenge. So he said he would have to go to restaurants and he would just have to sit there and eat. Like, they would bring him like 10, 12 pounds of food during his stay. And he would just have to sit there and eat it.
Well, to me, that's a great concept for a series, like a Netflix series. Follow Mel around eating 10 to 12 pounds of food everywhere he visits.
Yeah. Feed Mel.
Feed Mel. No, see, that's funny. That somebody feed Phil, that came up in the lunchroom at work the other day, and I was like, I don't know why, but I want to fight that guy. And then everyone was like, what?
Steak, but I get it. I get the somebody feed Phil. But because there's a somebody feed Phil, there's room. There's room for more.
That was like right away. I'm like, this dude, like, I just want to fight him. I don't want to feed him. I want to fight him. Like, this is crazy. Doesn't make any sense.
Job?
I don't understand. I don't understand how he's so smiley. And people aren't, like, angry about him being that smiley when he's probably not a good tipper either. Just saying. Like,
That is stereotyping.
What? No, I'm saying the way that he's smiling and acting with them, I feel like I used to work at Wendy's, and anybody that smiled at me like he does ordering food would usually not give me anything. So there's that.
You got tips at Wendy's.
You need to look up.
It's the same thing. I don't tip anybody at Wendy's.
I seriously need a double with cheese right now, a Frosty, and you know what you do with the Frosty?
Dip the fries.
Dip your fries in it.
Nah, I've got a better one.
You pour
You
some
ready?
bourbon.
Ask them to give you some of those saltine crackers they give with their chili. Take the saltine crackers, crunch them up, put them in your Frosty.
You guys don't tip at Wendy's?
No.
You guys don't tip at Wendy's.
We don't tip at fast food.
Wendy's isn't fast food. Wendy's is like fine dining up here.
Well, you know, let me tell you, put on.
Hey, I worked.
Well.
Talking about Wendy's or Steak and Shake?
Steak and Shake, you tip. Steak
I
and
love
Shake,
it.
Steak and Shake.
I love it.
Yeah, you have a waitress.
Yeah.
I never got tipped at rallies, man. I was a burger flipper at rallies. I don't know if you have rallies in Canada, but
We don't. We don't have any.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a funny story of my youth? I was in high school and me and my buddies worked at the local Godfather's Pizza. And on Friday and Saturday nights, it would be so packed in there. The line of people waiting to get pizzas and stuff. And so what we would do in the back is whoever's turn it was to bus tables and go out there and bus tables, we would make an extra pizza, like 3 or 4 pizzas, like the pizza everybody, like a pepperoni pizza, a cheese pizza, whatever. And we put it in the bus pan. And we put the towels over it. We'd walk out into the crowd and go to the end of the line and be like, hey, we've got a large pepperoni and a cheese here if you want it. And they would give us cash and we would give them these pizzas. Isn't that awesome? We were making money under the table. Then we'd go bust the tables and we would do that all night long. And we would make a bunch of extra cash working on a job at Godfather's Pizza.
So you worked pizza. You worked Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Did you ever work at a fast food joint?
Mr. Sham.
No, I worked at Family Video.
Nice.
And then I worked for the city of Kaukauna. So for a couple summers, I had to do the garbage route. I had to do like trimming weeds, some other municipal shit, and then I just worked at hospitals.
So what was the craziest thing you ever saw picking up trash?
Well, so I'm a pretty big dude. So I always got put on the big pickup week. So like, we would do it like once during the summer, it'd be like once a month or once every other month where people could throw like couches out there. So I'd be on like where I'd have to throw couches in the back of the garbage truck. And one of the guys that we worked with, this old guy, would make us put the couch in halfway. He'd make me flip it upside down, put it in halfway, and then start to crush it. So if there was change in it, the change would fall on the ground. So this motherfucker would seriously make me do this to pick up 32 cents in change.
Man.
Yeah, but you can do that on 100 couches and you got yourself, $30.
Yeah.
I found some money in my couch sometime.
Well, it's funny because
You know what I find on my couch? And this is going to be embarrassing to say it, but I find old cell phones and popcorn.
What's he
old
like?
cell phones.
New one and then just like leave it in the couch?
That was a fun.
That's awesome.
I suppose when you get old, you probably lose a lot of cell phones.
Hey, but you have Find Your iPhone now. You can find your phone anywhere.
I have to go through a lot of burners.
I was trying not to say that. I've lost 3 or 5 phones in my time, but they were all burner phones.
Yeah.
You ever get so stoned and drunk you forget where you put your third cell phone? I do that shit all the time. That's
You find it in a bunch of cash and stash, and you're like, yeah.
Well, you know, he's
That-
DC.
yeah, that's the
He originally DC, so he's actually in the CIA. Chris is the barbecue Buddha is a totally fake thing. CIA.
Nah.
We're gonna lay that
that's
down.
fantastic. That's fantastic. So that's the fifth guy on the big green egg team that's up with the CIA now. That's starting to think they're owned by the government. That's what I'm starting to think. That's it.
They all have radio transmitters, and look,
Exactly. That's it. Beep 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 beep.
try to grab a green. Yeah.
Yep.
What? How long is this? Like only 10 minutes into the hour? I feel like this.
Yeah, man. We haven't even launched it yet on YouTube. So
Yeah, we should probably go live.
yeah, we're gonna go live here right away. Are we ready or what?
Third-party app that you use to do 3 people on YouTube. YouTube doesn't do it inherently in its own.
Nobody does. So you have to use this buffer thing that then can shoot it or cast it to.
There are people on here.
That's a good business opportunity.
Yes.
So you can't do 3 people on Instagram.
Well, you can do 3 people anywhere you want. They just have to be willing. That's there we go.
At the screen, I'm like, those guys on the right are not laughing, and I'm like, oh, that's us.
I love it. That's it.
Oh shit.
So what else? What should we talk about? Lay a topic on us, Mal.
You know what? Turkey Day is coming up.
Yeah, who's stuffing their
You know
turkey
what
with
the
oxtails?
problem is doing what we do? I've cooked so many turkeys and I've eaten so much turkey. I am not looking for Thanksgiving. I'm like, the last thing I want right now is a turkey. I've cooked 4 turkeys already.
Well, I don't know why you're on a turkey bender like that, but
Because everybody wants their turkey, you gotta show people how to cook a turkey.
I know, but
Not
let's
all
be
of us
honest here.
take an octopus and stuff it in a turkey. So some of us have to just cook a turkey.
For Mel's turkey, doesn't matter how you cut it, how well you do it, blah, 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 blah. You take some cold pieces of turkey leg, maybe a little bit of breast meat.
Mayo.
You throw that into a dinner roll with gravy and cover it in pepper
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
and a bit of mayo, just a little bit of mayo. That turkey sandwich, my mom gets so mad because she cooks this turkey, does the whole thing, right? Got the stuffing, got the taters, got everything. And I grab the dinner roll and my plate is empty. And she sees me start lining up to make this sandwich. And she's like, really? You can't just eat the meal like everybody else does. You have to make this. All I want is a leftover turkey sandwich with mayo, covered in pepper, little splash, maybe gravy, maybe not, doesn't matter, but some cold turkey in there, and just that brings it home for me so bad.
It's amazing. It reminds me of when I was like 18. It was the first, before then you did the dance with your dad and your family. Like you drank a little, but you weren't like, but at 18, my dad had the big Thanksgiving at his house and it was a great
like 1972.
I could drink wine and, we enjoyed Thanksgiving greatly and then went to bed. And the next morning woke up, it was late on the Friday after Thanksgiving. And I sort of showed up in the kitchen and my dad showed up in the kitchen. And without saying anything, my dad did this thing to this day as the best post-Thanksgiving munch I've ever had. He all of a sudden started getting out all the leftovers. And then he threw in the food processor the stuffing, mashed potatoes, the turkey, cranberry sauce, and a little bit of mayonnaise. And then he pulse blended this whole thing and he made it into like a Thanksgiving leftover cream.
Yeah.
And he toasted these country bread slices, these big thick bread slices, and put extra mayonnaise like on the bread, and then that
Yes.
tureen of like Thanksgiving leftovers in the middle, and sliced it and handed me half, and I took half. It was like that scene. It's like one of those great food movie scenes you see.
Yeah.
You know, Adam Sandler and Spanglish making that egg sandwich. It was brilliant, and I'll never forget that moment with my dad. We never even said anything. We were both hungover and just sort of wanting to eat, and he made this amazing Thanksgiving leftover sandwich.
Quite literally, that is exactly what I'm talking about. The essence of what you just said, my heart felt what you just said, and that wraps up that dinner bun for me.
Anybody could do the. Now, one thing creative, I mean, but this has been done, but one year I took a bunch of stuffing and I put it in my waffle maker and I made stuffing waffles. And then I made a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich, but the bread was the stuffing waffles. Now that was good.
So here's this. What I'm going to do, and I've done this before,
Yeah.
I get the tube of the crescent rolls. I roll it out, put it flat. I put stuffing in it, mashed potatoes, turkey, corn, roll it up, bake it, slice it like sushi. I call this pilgrim sushi. So I slice it like a sushi roll, and then take the gravy over the top.
Gravy.
Yeah,
Pilgrim sushi.
So I got a question for you guys.
Am I included with this, or those
you guys? Us guys. Dry brine versus wet brine.
Oh, I have an opinion.
Wet brine, 100%.
For turkeys?
Yeah.
Inject.
Wet brine, 100%.
Inject.
Yep. Yeah, you can inject, but for me, I like to do a simple wet brine. I don't know. I like the way the skin crisps up after it comes out of that brine, and you let it air chill for like 8 hours. That skin will really, really crisp up. And if you're cooking it over charcoal, it goes such a beautiful mahogany. It not even red. It gets like mahogany colored. It's deadly.
So my issue is that I like my turkey fat cock, and when I do that, I do them hot and fast. So I'm doing them at 425. So my skin's crispy no matter what.
There you go.
Well,
yeah.
I do what Mel does. If I'm really doing it right, I wet brine it 2 days before Thanksgiving. So the wet brine is 24 hours, and I take it out. I take all the aromatics, rinse it, whatever. Then I put it on a wire rack in the fridge for another 24 hours. So I let it air dry, and when you pull that out, it's all yellow looking and gank. And you put that on, you will have the most intense flavor from the brine, the juiciness from the brine, and the most crispy, delicious skin. And you don't have to do any of that butter or any of that stuff. You just cook it, your big green egg, and you are going. Put little wood chips in there for a kiss of smoke at the beginning, and you're solid. That's a good turkey.
A bit of wild cherry, just like that, and you're done. And that's the thing. You're damn near pastramiing that turkey.
Yeah.
Like, it gets so close to that. And everyone, like, they don't even comprehend what they're... But you're damn near pastramiing that breast meat.
Most people wet brine it the night before and then take it out, and what they'll have an incredible turkey, but the skin will be rubbery, right?
Exactly. Yep.
People are used to that. It's okay. You might get a couple pieces that are good, but if you want that crispy skin, you wet brine it 2 days before, then you air dry it in your fridge for 24 hours, then you cook it. You will have the best turkey you will ever had. It doesn't matter the brine. I mean,
and part of the reason why I don't do that is because fridge space. I only have my one fridge. I don't have my second fridge. Right. Yeah. So I mean, I do think that I understand the science of doing the wet brine and the exchanging of the moisture and moving, everything back and forth through it and how that works. But with the fridge space, and I'm still a little leery of just saying, okay, I'm going to put it in my Yeti and just let it sit with ice water because food safety, and then clean out the Yeti afterwards.
Yep. No, in my fridge number 3, I have a space.
I have 3 fridges. That's how I sold that.
In fridge number 3, I have a corner that fits a 5-gallon pail just in case fuck you turkey. That's it.
You gotta
that's
have
literally it. In case fuck you turkey.
all time. Exactly.
That's also where I put my freestanding donair when I make the donair corner. That's the.
You just how about spatchcock versus?
But you know what? I'll do. Here's a couple things because I've cooked a bunch of turkeys recently. The best turkey I've cooked recently was a frozen bird from the local Kroger.
Yep.
I thawed it 2 days or whatever you thought. A bit, it was like a 13.5, 14-pound bird. And then I made a compound butter that I rubbed all over the skin. I didn't do it under the skin. I just did it all over the skin on the outside. And I did it on my big green egg at 350 indirect for 2.5 hours. That turkey was freaking awesome. And I put it on a roasting pan and with all these aromatic stuff in the cavity, and I made a gravy because I was doing gravy stuff. And then the gravy, it was perfect. It looked perfect. The skin was crispy. And I was shocked. I was like, this was a frozen bird that I just did like a simple roasting, and it worked fantastic. So the point that I'm making right now is all this other stuff, spatchcock, great, dry brine, great. If you just rub a turkey with a great compound butter and roast it at 350 for 2.5 hours, you will have an awesome turkey.
I was cleaning out my freezer because, we're going to get another turkey. And I had a whole turkey breast. And my wife, I ran late in surgery today, so I'm like, just put it in the oven. Put the whole turkey breast in the oven. Cooked it for 2 hours at 350. And again, it was great. It was juicy. But I was playing around with it a little bit. I had a few minutes. I'm like, all right. I took out some sage, some tarragon, chopped that up, little orange zest, the juice of an orange, little olive oil, salt, pepper. So not quite a chimichurri, maybe like a Thanksgiving gremolata. And put that kind of over the turkey after I sliced it. And my girls loved it. My wife didn't really try it. I thought maybe could have used a little honey, maybe a little sweetness to it. But it was kind of a nice little non-traditional way to kind of eat your turkey.
Sounds great. I love that out of the box stuff you do. It's really
cool. So instead of so it's something that I might work on. I might try it again. So I'm sure I'll cook a few more turkeys probably this weekend. Maybe add a little bit of honey to it to give a little bit of sweetness. But it was good. It's a start.
A couple of years since Aaron Franklin's book has come out. Have you ever cooked his turkey breast? The boneless turkey breast with the way he smokes his turkey breast. Have you ever done that recipe? It's easy.
Yeah. I'll check it out. Does he debone it or does he get it boneless?
Well, debone, and then you rub it and you smoke it for 2 hours, and then you take it out and you put it in. You wrap it in aluminum foil double, but you put a shit ton of butter on the breast side, and then you put it back into the big green egg or the smoker, whatever you're using. You put it in breast side down, and basically, like the last hour of the cook, the smoked turkey breast is baked in this butter. Oh my God, it's one of the best turkey breast recipes I've ever had. It's great.
That sounds freaking amazing.
Where are you going?
I'm going outside.
Are you getting the hot tub?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Buddy, I need a cigar.
Here's the thing we need to do. We need to get all of us, he's been there, down to my place in Florida. We just got a pool put in there. When I'm down there in January, I'm going to have Rob send me all the big green egg stuff. We're going to have like a full outdoor cooking spot. We need to get the whole crew down there.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So how about sides? Buddha, you talked a little bit about the seafood stuffing. What's your go-to side on Thanksgiving?
So I love the seafood stuffing, and I'm doing that on Thursday because it's something different. But my favorite side is the sage stuffing I make. It's essentially the same thing I'm going to make Thursday, but it's with just your classic sausage. And man, I don't know, that just the gravy with the stock and the great stuffing with sausage, that fatty richness. I love it.
Do you use gizzards in your stuffing?
Do I what?
Do you use the gizzard for your stuffing?
I have used that before to get the stock, but sometimes when you're on that day and you're doing so many things, I'll either use stock that I've made on my own or I'll get store-bought stock. But yeah, if you use gizzards to like really make this rich stock,
No, chop them up and have them in the actual stuffing.
I'll do it because we've got gizzards.
Yeah, so my dad every year, he makes the best stuffing. He takes off usually the week of Thanksgiving, and like Tuesday, he'll spend the whole day making literally like 2 Nescos full of stuffing. And there's a store down here where they'll sell them just the gizzards. So he'll get like essentially like a bucket of the gizzards and just saute them in butter, chop them up, and that goes in the stuffing. And it's it's not.
Yeah, that works because a lot of people, their secret ingredient in like a bolognese sauce is chicken livers, like that really umami bomb that's in the middle of that. It's awesome. Did you? Speaking of, I know you love the show, The Chef Show.
Yes.
Did you see that Italian episode?
Yes.
The thing that I really want to try, the confit garlic was cool. But I've done that. I love confit garlic. But when he made that mushroom stock and he ladled a couple of the spoonfuls of that mushroom stock in his sauce to give it that like just umami, that richness, that is a cool accent that I really want to try.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been using a lot of my shiitake for that kind of stuff. I actually have like the dried shiitakes, and I'll sneak them in when I'm making any kind of broth now. And it really does work. It's definitely, it adds another layer to what you're doing.
For like your homemade ramen broth or what? Or your
Sure.
hot pot or...
Yeah, no. Well, yeah.
I mean, if you made broth with mushrooms like that, and it's simple, he just took a bunch of really killer mushrooms, put in water, and just reduced it down for like, an hour or so, and that broth would ladle out. But imagine just that, like, that subtlety of flavor, that round, that just earthy tone that it lends itself. It's such a great trick. So
what? I don't know if you guys caught those chicken breasts that I did. I stuffed them with smoked morels.
Oh, man.
So we had wild morel season up here, and I nabbed a huge case of morels, which I smoked and then dried out. And I rehydrated them, threw them in them chicken breasts. It was actually crazy deadly. Like I love morels, man. That's. Oh.
So did you actually find them, or did you just buy them?
I bought them in a case.
Okay.
Yeah. If
greens for the first time this weekend on Sunday. A friend of mine is really good at. She has a family recipe of making collards. And I've always said I wanted to learn, and we got all the stuff. And Sunday, all day long, we made collards. I've got a whole bunch of collards here.
How were they?
Delicious.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
What did you? What did they use for fat?
Do now. And I've already started thinking of how I'm going to do the rest of the dinner.
What did you use for the fat in the collards?
What'd you say?
What did you use for the fat when you made the collards?
She had smoked turkey tails.
Whoa.
So they're like these knobs of just smoked turkey tail you get with all that meat in the bone, and that reduced down with the stock and the aromatics to build that base before you put the collards in. So gives it that smokehouse sort of like bacon flavor or property, but I don't know. It worked really well. It was like it was a way to make it a very enhanced chicken stock.
Right. So instead of using like bacon or like the tasso ham or something, you use
turkey tails. That was
That's
their.
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Is she gone? What time is it? 10:30. All right. I have to pause. You two continue. I'll be right back.
See you guys. I'm out.
We'll see you, buddy.
Yeah, you guys.
Cheers, brother. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a good one. Take care.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Well, Mel, I get that you make your sandwich. Are you not a side guy then?
sides for me are stuffing, but I'm in it for like if you're making a crab apple stuffing or a celery stuffing. Other than that, like I don't. Our Thanksgiving's not. It's all about the turkey. The turkey, the ham. We do fresh shaved horseradish with ham.
Mashed taters.
Yeah,
Hey, guys.
no, it's always mashed potatoes with garlic butter, that kind of stuff. It's
Gentlemen, I have to go. Mrs. Buddha is saying I gotta go.
Is that it?
That's it. It's been an hour and a half.
He's getting the hook. He's getting the hook.
I got the
He's
hook.
got the hook.
I love you guys.
You know what? And that's okay because we know he's going to be back.
We'll do this again after the holidays.
Look at
If
this.
you want to have me as a guest, I was a terrible guest. But if you want me again, I'd love to do it.
You'll be back.
I come out here in the snow for you, Buddha. In the snow.
I might
so
be
cold.
back. I've got to go in and say goodbye to my guest. I have people over.
All right, brother. I love you.
I
Have
love
a
you.
wonderful time. And there you go, everybody. That gracious, beautiful unicorn, the barbecue Buddha.
Hey, he looked like he was having a hell of a time.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's having a good time. That's good. That's what you want.
Absolutely.
You know who else is having a hell of a time?
You?
Elvis on that wagon. He's having a great time with that wagon. Let me tell you. All right. Well, there we go. We're back. We're back.
You know, it's almost bedtime. Elvis had to do some things.
Yeah, that's it. Got to stretch the old sea legs. Oh, so how we doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm thinking about that beef sandwich now.
Oh, buddy. Okay, so here, sausage stuffing. Darren, right? D3, he's throwing it out there. Sausage stuffing, 100%. In Canada, that's a big deal here.
Okay.
We do a farmer sausage, a nice Italian sausage, but sausage stuffing in the turkey is a big deal. You get the apple, you get the celery. All depends which way you're going with it, right? Some people do like raisins and stuff. It gets quite creative, but I could eat stuffing all day long. If you make it out of true good bread, you make your own crumbs, you do the whole thing, you use an actual broth, some kind of beautiful chicken broth or turkey broth, like it's money, man. Stuffing would be my side of choice 100%. Anytime.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, like we have stuffing, we have ham, we have the turkey, cranberry sauce. I don't know. There's not much else for sides for Thanksgiving that I can think of. Mashed potatoes.
And then just taking the gravy and just over the top.
It all depends, man. I've got my like sadistic uncle that likes to put it all on a plate and then mash it all together, right? Crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. You get the people that'll put it all in a pile and just switch it all together. You get the people that'll make sure that no food touches other food.
That's it.
And
yeah.
You know, and this is awesome. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she likes to try to make what we call like the perfect bite. So she'll take a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and just try to get her ratios down to get the perfect bite.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's I need to make a big batch of stuffing for no reason at all now.
Yeah, like I said, my dad will do that like 2 days beforehand. He'll make like 2 big meals, which are like these big like 18-quart cookers.
Yeah.
Full, and then he puts them in little packages and just freezes it then too. So, you know, he'll give us some, and then because I always cook a bunch of turkeys and like, you know, like I'll shred it and cook a bunch down in gravy and individual package that, so you just take them out and make sandwiches, or I want to do some extra ones to make extra soup during the year and stuff like that. But I mean, it's great to be able to pull that out and grab a thing of stuffing too. I mean, he'll cook it for like 6-8 hours. I mean, he'll just cook it all day long and just make this huge batch, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic, man.
I almost want to take it and to make my breakfast burrito. I'm already trying to think of how can I make my Thanksgiving breakfast burrito with my stuffing, turkey, and
oh,
I think it's going to happen.
a stuffing breakfast burrito would be insane. Yeah, that's
Wait till after Thanksgiving; it'll come.
yeah. No, that's awesome. See, that's like you talking about that beef dip kind of idea, right? Like I got to work on my bread game. That's what I got to work on. I got to work on making small focaccia loaves, like a cheesy jalapeno focaccia loaf
Right.
that turns out to be like a sub loaf. Oh, if I could nail that down, I got a beef dip, no problem. That's it. Cast iron hot peppers, right? Garlic butter. Fry them off to the side. Your cold, beautiful prime rib. Oh, that au jus though, you gotta send it with that au jus.
Yeah, and that's it. You got to make sure that that's done right.
So for me, I do those dry aged whole primals, right? And I save all the trim from those primals. So you get like a dry aged beef trim. And I make my beef stock out of that. It's so rich and it's so thick. And that would work perfect for that.
I'll have to do this next time too. But I saved and I threw it away probably about 2 months ago when I cleaned out my fridge. But I had a big jar from the last time I did a Wagyu brisket that I save all the juice from that. Because I'll put in like I wrap it in a tinfoil pan with foil over the top. I'll put in like a can of beef consomme or something. But then after that cooking, I save all that juice, and that would have made some killer au jus.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Skim the fat off of it. And last time what I did was I took all the trimmings from it. I boiled that, cooked that down, and had about a jar of about this big of my own beef tallow with the Wagyu brisket.
Oh, that sounds heavenly.
Just great for cooking steaks or little potatoes in a skillet.
Yep. Oh, for sure, man. For sure. So I don't know what's been new with you. It's been a while since we chatted. How you doing?
Well, man, I mean, things are crazy. Just trying to keep the sanity between work and what's going on in the real world, which is kind of why we like this little Tuesday night time to kind of find our peace among all this craziness.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. Jesus, eh? It's 2020 is really. It hasn't kissed me until I think this last week or two. We had that little get together at our house for my editor guy Louis. It was his birthday. He's part of our inner circle anyway, like your cohort or whatever they call it.
Your pod, as people call it.
Yeah, he's here. He doesn't go anywhere else. He just comes here. So it is what it is. And we had like close family come over. I did that overnight brisket, which turned out deadly, absolutely awesome. It's so weird for the level of cooking that I've been doing. I've been doing nonstop epic cooks, just bang, 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 bang. There's no one to eat anything. There's no friends over. There's no community kind of thing. It's all been like cut up, vacuum seal in the freezer. And it's starting to mess with me a bit. Like, it's crazy. It's I don't know. I can't see this going too much longer the way we're going. Something has to change. I don't know. But like our numbers are skyrocketing. Everything is skyrocketing. We need a lockdown like stat. The government's not paying attention. All of a sudden our hospitals are overrun for the first time. Right? The first peak they didn't. Now they're like in dire straits. So I don't even know what it's like for you guys. I'd assume it's even worse, but
yeah, I mean, my state itself today was a little bit better. We only had like 31% of our tests came back positive.
Okay, yeah.
Which is terrible. I mean, we still had over 7,000 positive tests in our state. Today we shattered our record, so our record coming in today, I think, was 66 deaths in a day, and our state had 92.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's
Jeez.
tiring. And it's not just physically tiring. It's emotionally draining on everybody. It's draining on the healthcare workers, but it's just draining on the community. I mean, that the stress that it's putting on the food service industry, stress that's put on bars, and then for some reason in the U.S. we turn this into a political thing. Like somehow wearing a mask is now political. Whether it's crazy where things have gone.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. It's
Yeah,
exhausting
it is.
that I don't get to get together with my father to have a glass of bourbon. We just video chatted with my wife's parents before here, and I'm like, we miss you guys. It is exhausting, and I think it's weighing heavier on everybody knowing that the holidays are coming up because of the uncertainty of what we're going to be able to do. Part of the holidays is it's about spending time together with your family, and there's the uncertainty of is it smart to do that? Is it smart to get together? Is it smart to
I know, man.
have these gatherings? But at the same time, it's like at some point we have to do it.
Yeah. We had Bubba over during the week. My Auntie Wendy brought her over in the car, and we had a visit with her while she sat in the car with Auntie Wendy, and they had their masks on. And I was like, we got dressed up in our reindeer outfit, and we, the whole family, we went out there and hung out. It was kind of cool, but at the same time, I was like, this is gross. Like, this is...
Yeah, you're just like, I just want to hug you.
Yeah, no, and that's the reason why we did that was because we know that we will be in a lockdown by Christmas.
Right.
And that's her Christmas. But she doesn't understand that yet.
Right.
So when Christmas comes around, we'll be like, yeah, but we did that visit with the car. And she'll be like, yeah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like that's where we're at here. Like, it's crazy. It sucks. I hate it. But what do you do, right? Like,
just hope that the vaccine comes out soon.
Yeah.
There's two of them there right now that are looking promising. One's 90% effective, and one's like 94% effective. At least that's what they say. So we'll see.
Oh, there's Javi right there. Javi. So Javi right there, he just did that cook in Texas, the whole steer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, right? Everyone was down there in Driftwood, Texas. He actually made the meat cross that thing hung on with the hub, and it spun. I cannot wait to get down to the States and do even just a simple cook with those boys, right? Have a couple of cervezas, stand around there, open pit. Oh.
Yeah, have you really been digging the live fire cooking lately?
Did you not see that pyramid I was showing you?
Yeah.
When I was out there having a cigar, I built a pyramid to hang shit from. Oh. I've been nuts about this live fire. Like it, and with the snow, it's such a backdrop. It takes twice as much heat, but still, like, fire, meat, this is what we do. Like, it's, Javi, I'm coming down. As soon as I can, man, I'm coming down. I don't care. Watching you guys, I was so enlightened. I was so enlightened by what you guys were doing, and my heart was there with you, like 100%. Shirtless Jared, like, right away, I was like, that's it, man. Like, I know. I would have sat on a tailgate somewhere there and just cracked them all day long, and, what a time, man. What a time.
And that's the kind of stuff that we're missing. That's the kind of stuff that we need.
No. You know what time it is, buddy. I brought it just in case. Just in case.
And it's expired for 6 months?
Why not?
Yeah.
That's the best kind.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, I love it. No, man, it was just so sweet to see so many of the different guys I chat with all together for this cook. Like from like kind of all over the States, they all ended up together doing this deadly fucking cook. It was just, it moved my heart, and I would love to be part of. So you've heard of that brisket camp that they do every year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going as soon as I can. I'm going to the brisket camp for sure. That cook they were doing, done deal, right? I have to start getting into the lane of these things. COVID has like destroyed this year, but next time, next year, as soon as I can. So with this vaccine you're talking about, like I'll get 3. And then you get your badge, right? You get your badge. It says, so I'll have like 3 badges. Oh. Well, there's Cowboy Kev. Cowboy Kev, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, that's it. Like, I will get whatever shots I need to get, and I'm going. I'm going back down there, and I'm going to hit up every single event I can. Socially distance, of course, but
Yeah.
I miss people. I miss doing my thing. I miss the barbecue community, man. I miss it so bad.
Yeah. And that's things that I feel like we've been cheated out of this year.
This was for you guys today. Fantastic. Oh. This year was a write-off, man. It was a write-off.
You know, and this was the year that we had so many plans to do things, to take stuff to the next level, and, well, it wasn't in the cards.
No, that was, so I had a seat. I had a seat at the Royal. I had a small chance I could have got in with Memphis and May, right? I was 1 out of Alberta for World Food Championships in Texas, right? I won my spot. Like, this was the year to fucking break out that way in the States, and everything was a write-off. Everything was a write-off. Like Eggtoberfest.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one for sure. If nothing else panned out, we had that. Soon as I got that email, let's do it virtual, I was like, and this year is a flush. Like, we're done. Ugh.
Let's hit the reset button.
Yep, exactly.
We have 6 weeks. Yep.
Yeah, man, I'm down. If they have an injection I have to get, I get a little badge. Give me the little badge. I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
So what are you going to be cooking up this weekend?
Well, because of you, asshole, now I got to do a 4-bone rib roast, and then all of that just to get that beautiful burger or that beautiful beef dip.
Yep.
And then I feel like I need to do a turkey. We'll see. We'll see what I got. We'll see I can't have anybody over, but we'll see how Lisa feels about leftover turkey. I might do one anyway.
So our next show is going to be, it'll be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I invented a holiday with some other friends on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Okay, we called it Thankswinging. It was a couple of the guys that I used to work with at my old job. We got together at this bar and we ate chicken wings.
Oh, nice.
And we had 5 of those to 16-ounce cans of PBR, and we stacked them up. We did that one year, and we kind of expanded it the next year. We decided it was a gentleman's holiday, so we all showed up in like 3-piece suits and top hats. And we had our table, and like the owners of the bar came out, and they were talking to us like, we love this. Next year we went back. They made it a whole entire thing. They had our booth like velvet roped off for us because we were the kings of Thankswinging. They had special wings for it on sale. I mean, it was great. So we still like to celebrate. And actually, this year is the 10-year anniversary of said Thankswinging.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so we should definitely be featuring some wings next week. Something
That
on,
sounds like a great idea.
so we will feature some chicken wings.
Yeah. Thanks, winging. Yeah, no, I'm down with that, man. Because I don't like the turkey.
Mm-hmm.
I know that that's what Thanksgiving is all about. That's the center of the whole thing is the turkey, but I don't like the turkey. I want.
What if you took stovetop stuffing mix,
Yes.
pulverized it completely, breaded your wings in that,
Oh yeah.
and cooked
Yep.
them in that?
Yep. Nashville hot stuffing.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's like covered in gravy or even
Yep.
or with a cranberry habanero sauce.
Oh, there you go. You just hit it right there. Cranberry habanero, you're done. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Did you just piss in a bottle?
I would never do that. That would be so weird. That would be so awkward. Why would I ever do that? That's horrible. The show must go on, Chris. The show must go on. That's it. That's
Shit.
what? That's I lost my thumb to this fucking show, just so you know. That's it. Jesus.
Right. So yeah, let's make sure that we do something for wings coming into Tuesday.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be necessarily be Thanksgiving themed, but
Yep.
let's talk about some chicken wings next week.
Yeah, I'd like that. And we got to sew up that spam challenge.
We do.
Yeah. So
That'll be a fun Tuesday.
yeah, that spam challenge got to get sewn down. And Lane did say he wants to come on kind of soon here. So
Okay.
we have to figure out what week is going to work for him.
Yeah, we'll have a chat. We'll see. Maybe the Tuesday after Thanksgiving would be a good one for him.
Yep. No, that's good. That's good. We'll get Lane on. There's a few people been bugging me about getting on. So
Andy Carr too.
yeah, Andy. Yeah, we need to get Andy on here for sure. And that one we should do for fun. We should do a burger.
Yeah, like a big old bloody burger.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I would be happy with that. Yep.
Yeah, and as always, if you guys have any ideas for things that you want us to feature, topics you want to talk about, please send us a message. We can get on and do this and do some of that. But yeah, hey, I think this was a fun show.
Yeah, no man, this is good. Fantastic.
So with that, let's call our night. We'll get back together next week and we'll have a good time.
Right on, brother. Sounds good.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Love you. Have a wonderful weekend or week or whatever you're doing.